Welcome to the Defense and Aerospace Report. I'm Vago Muradian here in downtown Washington, D.C., where we're meeting with Roger Zakheim, a partner at the law firm of Covington and Burling and the founder of the Reagan National Defense Forum. That's coming up next week, weekend after next, at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley. Roger, thanks very much for the time.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start. Every year you work really hard to make sure it's the most topical one. Last year, I think there was a rapid turnaround in terms of the different outcome for the presidential election. Talk to us a little bit about what this year's theme is and what some of the highlights are going to be.
Yes, so this year the theme is reinvesting in peace through strength. We're a year into the Trump administration. A lot of their policies have gone underway. And so we'll have an opportunity to hear from the senior stakeholders in the administration, from the Pentagon. Actually, the National Security Advisor will be there as well, and some of our military leaders in terms of how the Trump administration priorities are being put into effect.
And what are some different features that people can expect? Like, for example, last year there were the little breakout dinners that you guys had on the Friday night. What's going to be different as you're constantly trying to Six Sigma this to make it better?
Yeah. So this year, I think the nice new twist is that we're going to have two perspectives on national defense from people who are not actively working in the Pentagon. So our keynote speech will be from the National Security Advisor, General McMaster, and I expect him to have comments about the national security strategy, which should be coming out anytime soon here, as well as we'll have the Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, Director Pompeo will be there as well. He'll be on a panel with Secretary Panetta, who of course, prior to being Secretary of Defense, was also Director of the Intelligence Agency. So the two of them together giving that outside perspective on national defense.
As I recall on my panel last year, there was some polling, some live polling that we did, which was a lot of fun. Are you going to have any live polling app-based features at this year's forum?
Yeah, I think the app will be back. We're also going to be doing questions from the audience, but actually featuring them in a more, they'll be able to submit questions live. So as people react to something on the panel, they'll be able to kind of type it in on the app and give the immediate question and response, so they don't have to sit on it to the end of the panel.
One of the challenges is Secretary Mattis is very, very focused on reform. There have been a whole bunch of rules that have slapped into place regarding the number of general, 4 stars and things like that can be at any given event. Is that affecting you guys at all in terms of putting this together?
Now, as far as I know, everybody's confirmed to attend. We'll be there, so we're looking forward to seeing all the stakeholders of the defense community. The general officers and flag officers are normally there, as well as the senior civilian leaders of the Pentagon, a great congressional delegation, a lot of industry participants, as well as thought leaders. So I think we'll have a good job, do a good job representing the full community.
It is an extraordinary event, and it is the, for anybody who doesn't know that, for the 3 people out there who don't know this is the leading national security event in the United States, and well worth making the trip out to California. And it's just an absolutely stunning setting also to be in President Reagan's museum and library. A key piece of this is the Congressional delegation that comes. Senator McCain, obviously recovering from his cancer treatments, and everybody, he's in everybody's thoughts and prayers. But talk to us a little bit about who else we're going to be seeing out there, because it's a very, very big delegation this year that's heading out there.
Yeah, actually, we had a delegation of over 20 members last year, and I expect we'll see the same this year as well. The one I'm most excited about is the ranking member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Jack Reed. We'll be back at the Reagan Forum. He's been there a couple times for the forum in the past. But this year, he's going to receive the Peace Through Strength Award at the dinner following the day's policy panels, along with another honoree we're very excited about, which is George Shultz, the former Secretary of State during the Reagan administration.
Yeah, another giant of national security, and despite his age, still very, Marine in World War II, but still very, very actively engaged in policy. Actually, a friend of mine briefed him last year, and was sort of like, oh, we're just briefing, the old guys, and he was, sort of, really stunned about how Secretary Shultz sort of drilled into all the details. Let me ask you one more panel question. Each one of the panels stands to highlight different aspects of the national security discussion. The big challenge there is, given the space limitation and the time limitation, some of them, it's a multi-ring, affair. But talk to us about some of these panels and the sub-issues that you want to drill into.
Yeah, great. Thanks for that. There are a few of them. We'll have one panel that's on America First for Defense. Our new Undersecretary for Acquisitions, Technology, and Logistics, Ellen Lord, will be on that panel. One of the first opportunities we'll hear from senior defense leaders on what America First means for national defense. Another one we're excited about is a panel on space wars, bringing together the leaders in space policy making for the national security sector, and that includes industry leaders as well as General Hyten from Stratcom, as well as some of the congressional leaders who've had a pretty spirited debate on how we have to organize, train, and equip our force in dealing with the challenges we face in space.
Roger, thanks very much. And also, by the way, folks, check out our interview with Ellen Lord. We interviewed her when we were in Dubai. Thanks very much, and very much looking forward to seeing you there. And a happy Thanksgiving in the meantime.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for your support of the forum.